जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल Hare Krishna. So my topic is nectar of instruction, verse number 4. So let's start with the offerings first. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakhya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagan Raghunathatam Tam Sajivam Sadhavetam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakharnitam Cha नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनेति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जगद्गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की शिल गुरुदेव की जय। So, before starting today's presentation, I would like to pay my humble obeisances to His Grace Nasimnidai Prabhu for giving me this opportunity to present a verse in front of you. And may by your blessing, by your prayers, Prabhuji, may the right words come at the right time, in the right mood, so that it purifies our hearts and it pulls us closer and closer to the loving lotus feet of Krishna. So please accept my humble obeisance. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhasya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. So, Prabhuji, I would like to share a presentation. My today's topic is nectar of instruction, verse number 4. So let's recite the verse first. Dadati preti granati guhyam akhyati prachati भुङ्क्ते भोजते चैव षड्विधा प्रीतिलक्षणम्. Synonyms, the word to word translation for this verse. Dadati means gives charity. Pritigranati means accepts in return. Guhyam, confidential topics. Akhyati explains. Prashyati inquires. Bhunkte eats. Bhojyate feeds. Cha also, ev certainly. Shadvidam six kinds. Priti of love. Lakshanam symptoms. So, translation given by His Divine Grace Abhishanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidential confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasadam, and offering prasadam are the six symptoms of love shared by one devotee to another. So these are the six types of love exchanges which Srila Prabhupada is talking about, which is actually explained by Srila Rup Goswami. So previously in the previous verse, we like if we talk about the verse number 3, where we were talking about the Shadbir Bhakti Prasiddhati, and in verse number 2 we were talking about Shadbir Bhakti Vinashyati, ki how there were six symptoms by which six our bhakti can be diminished. It was like Atyahar Prayashascha. So and in the verse number third, Rup Goswami was saying Utsat Nitshya Dhairya Tat Tat Karma Pravantitat. So in this particular verse, verse number 4, Rup Goswami is saying these are the six major points. If it does in a proper loved manner, one can exceed in the devotional life. So again, we have this six symptoms: Dati, Priti, Granati, Guhyam, Akhyati, acquiring in confidence. So these six symptoms can be collaborated in if we see in a wider angle. So it can be differentiated in three segments. First is offering and accepting gifts, which is Dadati, Priti, Granati. And second, we have revealing and inquiring confidentially. It is talking about the knowledge. We are inquiring and revealing our mind to someone, that is Guhyam Yakhyati Prachati. And third, we have offering and accepting prasadams, which is Bhunkte Bhojate Cheva. All these exchanges should be done in a proper loving manner. So, if we see in a broader way, these six loving exchanges can be seen in three parts. First is offering and accepting gifts, that is the Dati, Priti, Granadi. Second, we can see revealing mind and inquiring confidentially, that is Guhyam Makhyati Prashati. And third, we can see offering and accepting prasadam, which is Bhunkte Bhojate Jeva. And all these exchanges, if can done in a proper manner, in a loving way, then only we can have the good association of devotee, which is very important to perform the devotional activities. In the purport only, the very first line Prabhupada is using, in this verse, Rup Goswami explained how to perform devotional activities in the association of the other devotees. The main key point of this whole verse, that is association. And why association is required? Because we are in a spiritual path, we have to perform some devotional activities, and that can only be done in the association of devotees. We are single-handedly is not capable of performing any activity. So let's see what association is. This verse teaches us how to perform devotional activities in the association of devotees, which I just said. The very first line of this purport. Before going deep into the practice of bhakti, Srila Rup Goswami first emphasizes on the association among devotees. What kind of association must be there? That is more important if we want to progress in the life of bhakti. And these six exchanges, when done with love, is called association. The relationship is always sweet when there is a service mood in both of the parties, that I am your servant. It's not like how someone can order me. I am so much senior to him. I came to this practice with him only how he can order. No, what our mood should be, Prabhupada always used to say, our Guru Maharaj always used to say, our mood should always be serving. If we have this mood of servant, then only we can progress. So, in this, let's read a little bit more about from the purport. So, Prabhupada is saying there are six kind of activities. First, giving charity to the devotees, accepting from the devotees whatever they may offer in return. Here also we see first point is dadati, means we have to give first before accepting, before presuming things that we will get in return. We will accept from others before try to give to others. So second point is accepting from the devotees whether they whatever they may offer in return. Third, opening one's mind to the devotees. So that is very important. Opening one's mind. It's not to the any random person, but to the devotees only, who are a little advanced from us. Four, inquiring from them about the confidential service of the Lord, honoring prasadam or spiritual food given by the devotees. Again, Prabhupada is mentioning prasadam. We have to honor prasadam, not any mundane food, not food from the market, but the food which is offered to the Krishna, then we can honor it. And feeding the devotees with the prasadam again. We are honoring the prasadam from the devotees and we are feeding the devotees. What we are feeding? The prasadam. An experienced devotee explain, and an inexperienced devotee learn from him. This is Guhya Makhyati Prachiti principle. So we see like everything it is important and we can perform these loving exchanges activities in the association of devotees. So we just read in a slide like what association is. Now we see whom to associate, how to associate, where to associate, and why to associate, why this association is needed. So in the very next slide, Srila Prabhupada said whom to associate with. Prabhupada said devotees. You have to do your Dadati Pratigranati, you have to exchange this gift among devotees. You have to do Guhyam Akhyati Prachati, you have to exchange knowledge in confidential with whom? Devotees. You have to do Bhungte Bhojte Cheva. You have to honor prasadam and give prasadam to others. To whom? Devotees only. For example, even in mundane dealing, there are these six kind of exchanges in association. Even in we see in our real lives, in our material life, we meet a lot of people, but we do these things. Let's take example of a businessman who throws a party. He is giving food to others. That is bhungte bhojte cheva. Inquiring about business. That is ghumte akhyati prachati. He is asking others like what we can do, how we can progress in this business life. They share ideas. They talk about the business and in return they share gifts, they provide gifts to others. That is the rati pratikranati. So these six principles actually apply everywhere in our lives, to whomever we are dealing with, but it is much more important in the association of devotee if we want to exceed in this path of devotional activity. So where to associate? We just said whom to associate? Devotees. Now, where to associate? Where we can meet with devotees? So Prabhupada made a very beautiful platform that is ISKCON, Krishna consciousness. There only we will get to see the devotees. We will able to meet the devotees. Prabhupada started this society single-handedly, but now we see this society is expanding. How it is possible? Only by the six loving exchanges. This International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been established to facilitate these six kind of loving exchanges between devotees. Because we feel like home in the ISKCON temples, in the ISKCON premises, only because we are exchanging these beautiful principles where we can associate a very short chart with lifetime member exchange. Prabhupada made this lifetime member exchanges where we have a lifetime members, we have a spiritual life nourish. It opened the doormat to Krishna consciousness. We have devotees. How life members have this association, how they reciprocate, they donate, they give the donation, and they invite. That is a it is a kind of gifts. They are donating to the temple for the advancement of the temple, for the infrastructure or any other thing they are donating in the deity department so that lordships can look good. They are inviting uh, devotees to their houses. So that is they are honoring prasadam to have such Guhyamakyati Prachati. They have Bhungte Bhujte Cheva. They are inquiring about Krishna consciousness. They are exchanging the knowledges. We meet the devotees. What we can do with devotees? We can give them the books. That is the best gift we can give. Prabhupada have written so many books. We can honor prasadam with devotees. The if we are with devotee, doesn't mean we have to just sit and rant about things. No, we can cook together with devotees. We can serve together. We can eat together. We can talk about Krishna together. They can give explanation how they are proceeding. Let's assume, for an example, you are feeling problem. You have just started coming to the Krishna consciousness, and you are not able to wake up. Let's talk about myself. If I'm not able to wake up early in the morning, and if I'm facing this problem, and I talk to one materialistic friend of mine, like I'm not able to do my sadhana properly, and he said it's okay. That is not a problem. Even if you are waking up at 7, 6:30, that is fine. But at the same time, if I share this problem with a devotee friend of mine that I'm not able to do my sadhana properly, he will ask me, "What time do you wake up?" I will reply, "I wake up at 6." Then the second question he will ask me, "What time do you sleep?" So I will tell that I sleep at 11:30 or 12. So he will ask me, then he will tell me, there is a problem. You are not sleeping on a time. That's why no, you are not able to wake up at early in the morning. So your sadhana get affected. So you should get in the bed at 10:30 max. Then you will take a nap of 6 hours, good sleep of 6 hours. You will wake up at 4 o'clock. So that is the spiritual guidance given by devotee. We will not get such guidance from them any materialistic friend. So that's why the devotees are very important in our lives. So Prabhupada said in this purport only, I have just given in a slide. The life of a Krishna conscious society is nourished by these six type of loving exchange among the members. Therefore, people must be given the chance to associate with the devotees of ISKCON. Because simply by reciprocating in six ways mentioned above, an ordinary man can fully revive the dormant Krishna consciousness. Even the normal human being, the normal materialistic person, are getting chances to associate with the ISKCON devotees. How? The ISKCON devotees are going out for the book distribution. They are doing prasadam distribution on the roads. So they are somehow interacting. Because what prasadam is? Prasadam is Krishna himself only. Because there is a very beautiful pastime when Mahaprabhu was honoring Prasadam one time, because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Advaitacharya used to invite Mahaprabhu to honor Prasadam at their place. So Mahaprabhu went there, and after having a one bite, Mahaprabhu said, Esha Krishna Swadilo, that this food tastes like Krishna. Krishna himself said in Bhagavad Gita, I am the taste of water. He is present everywhere. So prasadam is the special mercy of Krishna. If we are giving this prasadam to the any other person, they will get the Krishna's taste, and somehow or later they will get into the Krishna consciousness, and maybe someday they will become a very advanced devotee. So the association is very important. We see the example of Brigari. Brigari, he was just an ordinary man, but by the association of Narad Muni, he became devotee. Just by the association of Narad Muni, because Narad Muni is Mahajan. Mahajan was playing Gathas Pantha. So he is one of the Mahajan. if we get association of the advanced devotees in our Krishna consciousness, we have so many sannyasis, so many advanced devotees. All we need to approach them properly, to reveal ourselves in a proper manner. So they will reveal Krishna to us. So the like Dhruv Maharaj asked Narad Muni that he wants to meet Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. He wants to meet him. So first Narad Muni denied, like no, no, no. This is not the time. He was not getting convinced. But after repeated approach by Dhruv Maharaj, Narad Muni actually got convinced and gave him the path. So that is what Guhyam Akhyati Prachati. Dhruv Maharaj was inquiring in a right manner, and Narad Muni was explaining, which is very important. So, how to associate with devotees? We have seen where to associate, whom to associate, devotees, where to associate in Krishna consciousness, and then how to associate. So, contributing and distributing the holy name of the Lord is the sublime example of contributing or giving charity. That is the Dati Priti Granati principle. Why it is important? Because Krishna conscious is inherent, so give everyone chance to hear about Krishna. We see in this purport also that Krishna consciousness is not something which we have to take from someone else. Simply by hearing and chanting Shravanam Kirtanam, one's heart directly get purified. One's original Krishna consciousness immediately awaken. Simply by listening, simply by chanting. So how it can happen? By hearing and chanting. Heart purified, dormant Krishna consciousness awaken. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said in Shikshashtakam, in the very first verse, Cheto Darpan Marjanam Bhav Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shriyakairav Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadhanam Sarvatma Sampanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. All glories to Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleans the heart of all dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional love, life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for human society at large because it spreads the ray of benediction moon. It is a life of a transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So Haridas Thakur asked to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that not only the chanter but one who also hear the also hear this Harinam also get purified. Even the low species. We have seen this example of in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastimes life that in the forest of Jarikhanda, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing through, so he was just doing kirtan and he was dancing in the ecstasy. But not only he was dancing, even the animal, the rarest animosity was begun dancing and began started chanting with Mahaprabhu. Why? Because Krishna consciousness is already present in every living entity. It is there. All it need to be awakened. And how it can happen? Shravanam Kirtanam. It is a process. And how we can get the taste of Shravanam Kirtan? That can be done by Sadhu Sangha. If we talk about the 9 stages of Bhakti, it goes from Shraddha to Prem. To reach the Prem, the second most step is Sadhu Sang, the association. The most important step. So that we will get in ISKCON. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed this in the forest of Jarikhanda. We can help people throughout the world by chanting the holy name. So we should organize such events. We should preach to devotees, to the other people to come to the temple by willingly and ready to be willing and ready to receive the transcendental gifts. That is Priti Grenati. We are giving this Dadati principle, then is Prati Grenati. So we should be very willing to accept the gifts. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, lovingly giving another devotees that which he requires and lovingly accepting those items which are mercifully given by other devotees. It is very important what item you are giving. The gift should be very thoughtful. It should not be any random mundane gift. We see Mahaprabhu gave his Govardhan Shila to Raghunath Das Goswami. That Shila even have the fingerprint of Mahaprabhu and the Gunjmala. That Shila was very dear to Mahaprabhu, but he gave it to Raghunath Das Goswami. Why? Even Raghunath Das Goswami was close to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we should gift such items which should not be the valuable, but it should be very thoughtful. It doesn't matter how much it cost, how it should look. No, how the feelings behind it you are giving any gifts to someone that matters. One more example I could remind now that when Hanuman ji went to Sri Lanka, so Sita Devi was very emotional at that time in Ashok Vatika when Hanuman approached Sita Devi. She asked, "Who are you? Why you have came here?" She didn't recognize her. That was a Leela, of course. How can anyone can never recognize Hanumanji? He's a Shuddh Bhakt. But it was in Leela. They were in Leela there. So Sita Devi didn't recognize him and said, "Who are you? Why you are here? Why you want to help me?" So when uh, Hanumanji gave ring or offered ring to Sita Devi, the ring given by Ramchandra, Sita Devi got emotional. And just by seeing that ring, it gave her hope that one day Ram will come and save her and kill the Ravan. So just by seeing that ring, it gave her the hopes. That is the importance of gifts which we give to others. So in return, when Hanumanji was going, Sita Devi gave him the Chudamani so that Ramji also recognized that Hanumanji met Sita Devi and she's safe, she's waiting for him, and she wants Ramchandra to come to Sri Lanka and do uh, the needed things. So gifts are not just ordinary. So this verse actually teaches us how we can perform bhakti properly by the association of devotees. So next slide. Moving to next slide. How to associate in Guhyam Ekhyati Prashati. So opening one's mind to the devotees. We should reveal our mind to the devotees in a proper manner, inquiring from them about the confidential services of the Lord. An experienced devotee explain and an inexperienced devotee learn from him. This is Guhyam Ekhyati Prashati. We just talk about the example of Dhruv Maharaj. So inexperienced devotee asked, and experienced devotee always explains to them. One should inquire about the Krishna conscious movement and open his mind in order to understand the situation of his material world. So we should be very open to others. How to associate? Bhungte bhojte je. Honoring prasadam and spiritual food given by the devotees. It is a way of associating. Feeding the devotees with prasadam, we already discussed this. So Prabhupada made this Sunday feast program, the Bhagavatam classes, evening Bhagavad Gita classes, because we sit in the association of devotees, we exchange word, we honor prasad together, so we develop love among devotees. So why this association is important? Why it is important to associate? So Prabhupada said, Sangat Sanjayate Kama. Bhagavad Gita 2.62. One's desires and ambition develop according to company one's keep. So the type of company, the association you are in, that the same kind of mood you will develop. I was hearing one lecture, and there was that Prabhuji was giving one beautiful example of a cat, a rat, eagle, and a hunter. Uh, he said that this story was told by Bhishma Pitama to the Yudhishthir in Mahabharata in one of their conversation, that we should not make friends of different natures. So the example was like, uh, once there was a cat and rat in the forest, and they were surviving for the food, and a hunter came and he tied the cat. Before that, the cat was actually hunting the rat, the mouse. So she wants to eat the mouse, but the hunter came and he tied the cat in the on the tree, and he said, "Ki, let me just go and do some other things, and I'll come back, and then I take the cat." So then the cat approached the mouse, like, you can help me. You have the sharp teeth. You can just cut this rope from my body and I will get released. So the mouse asked, what will I get in return, even if I cut you? So she said, I will not bite you. I will save you. Because the eagle above there was looking at the rat. She wants to eat the rat. So she said, I will hide you under my body because you are smaller in size. I have a bigger size. If I hide you in my body, under my body, the eagle won't able to see you, and you will your life gets saved. So so then the rat also thought, "Ki, okay, this is a night wise decision. I should chop off her wires around the belly. She will get safe. I will also get safe." So that's what he did. He chopped off the ropes and wrapped around her body. So he said, I will not cut the one rope. There was three ropes. So he left one rope because he was not very sure about what she was saying. He was doubtful if he releases the cat, she might eat him. So he said, if the hunter approaches you, then only I will cut this one rope, otherwise I will not. So the hunter approached her again and he chopped off the third wire also. He got saved from the eagle. So the moment he chopped off his third wire, the rat went into his hole. He didn't wait there. He didn't stay there with the cat because he was not really sure about her nature. So here, the rat is representing the mood. If we are in a difficult situation, if there is something where we have to interact with the materialistic mundane person, if we have to take their association, we can, but it should be only for the fixed duration in a proper manner. The cat also said, after this incident, the cat approached the rat and asked, okay, you can come out, we can play together. Now we are friends. You saved my life, I saved your life. Now we can be friends. So the rat responded, no, we can never be friends. You have a different nature, I am of a different nature. You can eat me at any time. How we can be friends? We were in a difficult, tough situation. We took each other's help. That's it. We can't proceed further. So that's what very important is. We should associate with the devotees, with the people who are of same nature. Like there is example, we say birds of a feather flock together. से एक समान पंखों वाले पक्षी एक साथ उड़ते हैं. Bird of a feather flock together. So the people who have a similar taste, similar values, similar interest, similar habits, so they associate with each other. So we should engage ourselves in such a company where we feel that we are advancing in Krishna consciousness. A man is known by his company. If an ordinary man associate with devotee, he will certainly develop the dormant Krishna consciousness. The understanding of Krishna conscious is inherent in living entity, and it is already developed to some extent when living entity takes us take a human body. Association with devotee can help manifest his innate ability. If we associate with the right kind of devotees, we can actually be advanced in the Krishna consciousness. If one really wants to attain the goal of human life, what is our goal? To get the Krishna Prem. Prem is our topmost goal. And that how we can attain it? By the association. Of course, there are various steps. We have to have the bhav, the sakti, the ruchi, nishtha, anartha nivrita, bhajan kriya. Even if we want to perform bhajan, we need the association of devotees. You try to do the even if I try to perform bhakti by my own alone, not visiting the temple, not listening to the lectures, not associating with the devotees, I might do it for 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, 1 month, maybe for a year also. But for how long? Even if I'm not getting the right association, I will fall down. He should associate with the devotee of Krishna conscious movement because it is the only movement that teaches one how to develop love for God. Peace, tranquility, friendship among men to develop our devotional service, the dominant Krishna conscious by association with devotees. So after that, Prabhupada said, whom not to associate. Of course, association is important and we should associate with devotees. But there are few things which we should not interact with. Whom? Mayavadis, atheist, who doesn't believe in Krishna, who doesn't believe in this philosophy. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, the Gyanis who desire liberation from material existence. We should not associate with them. With the Karmis, one who desires to enjoy the fruits of their action. If they are performing something and they believe, okay, I did this donation and I might get a favor in return. No, we should not associate with them. With the gross sense enjoyers, with the materialistic sense enjoyer person, we should not associate with them also. Never inquire confidentially. To whom? To Mayavadis. Never reveal your heart to them. Why it is uh, said that we should not reveal or inquire our heart to any bhukti mukti, any Mayavadi people? Because for a instance, you offer them something and they accepted, you had exchange there, but then they will expect that you will also reciprocate. We can't do that. Because if we start reciprocating with Mayavadis, our thought process will be the same. Start complying with them. Never give or accept invitation to associate immediately, intimately, intimately. So we should not give them the intimate association. Do not give or take anything. See, we should not uh, give gifts or take anything from them. Never give or accept food from them. That also said there. So how not to association? We see we should not associate with them, but how? How we should not associate? If we talk about this Goyama Khyati principle, it is said, neither advice nor anything else should be given to Mayavadis nor to anyone in these three groups because it is one of the offenses to Nam to preach to the faithless. This is the 10th aparad, I guess, that we should not preach to the known devotees. श्रद्धालु व्यक्ति को भगवान का ज्ञान नहीं देना चाहिए. So if one accept advices without liberation and sense gratification from Mayavadis and others, he will develop affection from them and that. Mayavadis or anyone from this group are also not to be instructed in Krishna consciousness. Srila Nautam Das Thakur says, do not talk about your personal devotional practice here and there. Even if you are practicing your devotional life, you should not talk to everyone in the temple or on the calls on any other groups like I'm performing this, I'm doing that. Keep it secret. Keep it private. You can talk to your mentor, you can talk to your preacher, you can talk to your Guru Maharaj if you are facing any problem, if you want to do something better, if you want to progress. And there is no necessary to hear their confidential discussion because people who are opposed to Lord Hari are killer of the soul. Namaprad, one should not give these three types of person advices and any item. They should not, they do so would be offensive. To do so would be offensive because describing the glories of Harinam to those devoted of faith is included within the category of Namaprad. This is the 10th Aprad, Namaprad we were discussing. Also, one should never accept or advise regarding to attainment of liberation or material enjoyment from such person because it will lead to develop affection attachment to them. One should not instruct them on how to perform Krishna bhajan. We need not to instruct them because they are already not interested in it. So we should not waste our time in it. You can engage some other devotees who actually wants to advance in Krishna consciousness. One should not hear from them anything concerning the conditional aspect of bhakti. How not to associate with this bhungte bhujte, if we talk about, one should not accept food that has been touched by them. See, to this extent, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying, by eating food prepared by them, their pre-declaration for either material enjoyment or liberation will be transmitted within one's heart. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Antalila, there is a saying verse, Vishaila Vishaira Ankhaila Malina Hoila Man Malina Man Hoila Nahi Krishna Smaran. But if you are having food which is contaminated, your heart will get contaminated. And with the contaminated heart, you cannot perform Krishna bhajan. You cannot have the smaran of Krishna. When one eats food offered by materialistics, one's mind becomes contaminated. When the mind is contaminated, one is unable to remember Krishna. See? So, in the overview, we see Prabhupada said in one of his journal in Vrindavan, love means there is exchange. If you love somebody, if you have not given them anything that somebody, neither you take anything, something from him, where is the love? Is that love? Prabhupada said, if you're loving someone, so there is exchange of few things in the love. If you're not exchanging anything, then it is not love. Love in the very next paragraph, Prabhupada is saying, love means two-person, there is exchange. Giving something, taking something, feeding something, and to eat something, or speaking something. No secrecy, and to know everything of the other person. When these things are transacted, then there is love. Dadati preti renati bhungte bhojte cheva guhyam akhyati prachati. If I love you and if I have got some secrecy, I don't disclose to you. This is not perfect love. I must deal with you open-hearted. You must deal with me open-hearted. Then there is love. This is one of the basic principles. If you are dealing with your loved one, you should approach them a full of love, full open-hearted. We see in the uh, God Leela when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going for sannyas, a night before his sannyas, Kolabhe Sridhar approached Mahaprabhu and he bought that squash, a bottle guard for Mahaprabhu because he was always offering banana leaves, banana plates, and all this stuff to Mahaprabhu and squash to Mahaprabhu because it's one of a favorite dish of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So night before sannyas, Mahaprabhu called Sachi Mata. I got this bottle got squash, so please cook a pudding for me. And she replied, I don't have milk here. So out of nowhere, someone brought milk from Mahaprabhu. We all know that there are fixed timing for cows to they provide milk in morning and in the evenings, right? But out of nowhere, someone came and provided milk to them. So Sachi Mata cooked a very beautiful prasadam for Mahaprabhu. Kolava Sridhar had no idea even the Mahaprabhu accepted this offering the food or not. He had no idea. He went out of this place. But Mahaprabhu said, he brought this thing from me. You can see a night before sannyas what his consciousness would be, what his mindset set would be. But no, if someone offered something with proper love, a faith, it is not about the value, it is about the purity of devotion, the bhakti behind it. So they will accept it. Six loving exchanges with Krishna. Learning to love Krishna is something like developing love in our ordinary fare. If I love a girl, I will give her a flower or her or other present. This is one of the six exchanges of love. You have to give a gift to your beloved. You also have to accept gift from him. Dadati pratigranati. Then Guhyam Khyati Prachati, opening one's mind to beloved. Guhyam means very confidential things, and Akhyati means disclosing. You must disclose your innermost thoughts to your beloved, and he will disclose his innermost thoughts to you. Then Bhungte Bhojate Cheva, giving the lover something to eat and accepting food from him. These are the six ways of increasing love. If you act in these six ways with Krishna, you will develop love for him. So Prabhupada said, these six exchanges are not just with the devotees, not just with the person, but with the Krishna. We should interact with Krishna. That moment we started interacting this way with Krishna, we will certainly attain love. We will develop love, the devotion for Krishna. So all it happened with the association. Prabhupada always used to say, united we stand, divided we fail, divided we fall. So association is important. The right kind of association is important. So that's how we can progress in the life of devotion with the perfect association. So here I ends the, I think time is up. So I will end my presentation here. So thank you for listening, giving your time to me. And I'm extremely sorry if I have said something which is not in the line of parampara. I repeatedly apologize for it, which is not in the line of Siddhanta. And if you feel if there is something which I've said is valuable, if so, it is not coming from me. It is definitely coming from the parampara, from the Prabhupada. I am very insignificant servant to everyone, to you, Prabhuji, and to all the Vaishnavas to do this parampara. So again, please accept my wishes. Vansha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhu bhayavcha paitama pavane bhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.